Hello and welcome. You're tuned in to Embodied Astrology, and my name is Renee Sills. I'm a consulting astrologer and somatic educator, and I'm here to offer Virgo season ahead horoscopes for your sun, moon, and rising signs. Virgo season extends from August 22nd to September 22nd in 2024. Regardless of your sun, moon, or rising sign, you also have Virgo in your chart. In this season's readings, I'll be focusing on how the astrological influences of Virgo season resonate for your sign, and how you can tune in best with this season's influences and needs. These horoscopes are focused on you, and in order to deliver what I feel are the clearest messages, for the most part, I don't get overly detailed about astrological specifics. If you want more information on what transits, aspects, and retrogrades are doing this season, and if you're interested in my take on what this means for our larger world and current events, make sure to take a listen to my Virgo season ahead overview, where I break down this season's astrology in detail and offer interpretation and intuition for working with it on personal and collective levels. Over the course of Virgo season, I and the team here at Embodied Astrology have a number of offerings that resonate with Virgo's needs of practicality, healing, and service to the larger whole. Practically, astrology is a great tool for timing and strategy. And historically, it has been used by leaders in all spheres to take advantage of opportunity and work skillfully with challenge. As you're probably well aware, there are lots of challenges in our world right now that need skillful approaches in order to heal and tend the needs of the greater good. In service of these aims, Embodied Astrology is hosting a participatory astrological research group where we're exploring critical areas in need of activism and developing timing strategies for activists and organizers to tune in with the greatest efficacy and change between now and 2050. In Virgo season, our research group will be meeting twice, on September 12th and 14th, and we would love to have you there. On a personal level, bringing our best to the needs of the times is never always easy, and working through challenges is part of what builds our competency, maturity, creativity, and resilience. This year, our team member Sherry Taylor is diving deep into one of the most potent influences when it comes to these themes, and that's the planet Saturn. Over the course of 2024 and 25, as Saturn transits Pisces, Sherry is holding space at Embodied Astrology to help us fortify our discipline and devotion so that we can work in ways that are more authentic and aligned with our life purpose. Sherry's offerings work in cycles that include council sessions, where she invites guests to join her, along with release and rest sessions, where her focus turns inward towards the realms of breathwork and personal practice. In Virgo season, Sherry is working specifically with themes of vocation and purpose, and you can tune in with the recording of her council session with vocational astrologer Renee and integrate with her through the healing release session on September 1st. One of the most challenging experiences that many people are contending with right now is information overwhelm and uncertainty about what is real when it comes to media, information, and news. Current astrology reflects this powerfully in the transit of Neptune at the last degrees of the zodiac. In astrological symbolism, Neptune is associated with our imaginations and the power of our minds to produce feeling states that shape our perceptions of reality. Correspondingly, Neptune is also associated with created images, as we might encounter them through realms of visual media, especially photography and video. With digital manipulation and artificial intelligence becoming increasingly commonplace, it's important that we have discernment and awareness as we navigate the realms of shared information. If you're interested in exploring these themes through astrology, check out the Nebula Lab with Gabs 404. September 7th session will focus specifically on AI and its connections to imagery and visual culture. As social media and news increasingly become sites of social division and manipulation, it's essential that we build skills to contend with conflict. Astrology happens to be an amazing tool for navigating difference and conflict in creative ways that support us in seeing where and how we can work across distances towards mutual aims and efforts. As the social landscape becomes increasingly explosive and dynamic over the next months, I hope you'll consider joining us for our November series with Mars retrograde, led by Ramon Parrish, Constellations of Conflict. Ramon will use astrology to help us find healing in the realms of the internal, interpersonal, and institutional. Finally, this is a time where one of the biggest needs that many people are experiencing is trustworthy and supportive community. Since its inception, Embodied Astrology has always been about bringing people together through the language and practice of astrology. and we continue to offer nourishing and soulful communal spaces monthly and weekly. Once a month, you can join us with Janata Petrus for the Full Moon Artistic Alchemy Spaces, where she'll offer prompts and practices for working with the full moon's influences, the seasonal cycle, and your natal chart. These spaces are rich with support for sustaining through the ups and downs of life with creativity and joy. Join Janata on September 15th for the Pisces Full Moon Edition, which is sure to be an extra potent one, as that full moon is also the first lunation of this year's second season of eclipses. For weekly support, you can find me every Monday in Somatic Space, where we work with the astral influences of the week ahead through gentle and adaptive movement practices, guided meditation, breathwork, and visualization. These sessions are meant to set you up to meet the moment and cultivate mind, heart, body practices that help you align with what astrology is asking for now. Finally, for those of you ready to get offline and into dimensional space together, I hope you'll consider joining me October 24th through 27th for an on-land retreat at the Eco Dharma Center in Colorado's Rocky Mountains. Together with Ramon and Michelle Gabrieloff Parrish, we'll be exploring the intersections of astrology, embodiment, and environment. You can learn more about everything I just mentioned through the links in our show notes or at embodiedastrology.com. Last but not least, I hope that you find this work supportive, and if you do, that you will support us in turn. The best ways to do that are to subscribe, follow, like, and leave us comments, which helps our channels grow. Your one-time tips, recurring donations, and monthly memberships are so appreciated, and they sustain the production of this work. Thank you. Now, onto your horoscopes. Hello Libra, welcome to Virgo season. This reading is for all of your Libra placements, especially Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I'm going to be going through your horoscope in 3 parts, through your head, through your heart, and then through your belly and your body. And I'm thinking about what is practical, what is healing, and the best ways for you to attune at this time on Earth and in your life, with a sense of larger purpose in service to the greater good or collective whole. So starting first with your head, where is your attention in Virgo season? And how can you tune in with your thoughts and your mind in ways that are supportive to what you're doing right now? So Libra, it looks to me like your attention is in the future. You are planning something. You're looking forwards and there's some kind of strategy involved, or you're thinking about options and variables. Now, Virgo season is a season that comes before yours. So for you Libra suns, this is a natural time to reflect on your previous year. But even for the Libra risings and the Libra moons out there, this is a really good time to retreat a little bit. Rest, remain with questions that may be unanswered or information that you don't yet have. This is definitely a time that wants you to tune in with your energy and your energetic capacity, and also with your deepest sentiments and your intuition. And the feeling that I have is that the plans that you're trying to make, or the ways that you are thinking about some kind of expansion, it could be an expansion of your social networks and friend circles. It could be an expansion of projects or next steps on some kind of personal journey. Or there might be some idea of what you're trying to build and grow towards in the future coming up right now. But my sense is that any of these areas of your life really benefit from you taking the time to slow down, ask questions, revise your plans, and refine your intention. It is practical sometimes, often, to move slow. And this is definitely one of those times. Even when you think that you have a lot of clarity and you know exactly what it is that you want to do, step away for 10 minutes or 10 hours or maybe even 10 days. It's just a week and a half. Give yourself a little bit of distance from the situation. I think that a lot of you are struggling a little bit on a practical level with giving yourself distance, with giving yourself time and space with whatever it is that you're trying to work on or move forward with right now. But your life and your body and your well-being and the success of these particular projects and what you're trying to put into them really relies on you making discerning and skillful choices and taking into stock your energy, your emotions. And I'm going to say again that there's something here around sentiment. So this brings me into the heart, what's happening in your heart right now, and where are the greatest healing opportunities for you in Virgo season? It feels to me that a lot of healing wants to come through when you take the time to make sure that you are aligning your head, your heart, and your body. And that means that whatever you're getting involved in, or the ways that you're conducting your life, and definitely the ways that you're in relationship, that they're really aligning with what you want for yourself and what you want for your life and what you want for the world. Now, why would we act out of alignment with what we want for ourselves? It seems like, oh, if I want that for myself, then clearly I'm going to do that. I'm going to take those actions. But as I'm saying that, I'm thinking about how frequently I don't do the things that I know that I need to do. I procrastinate. I make other kinds of choices. I allow myself to get distracted by things. And I think that for a lot of us, there are also many different kinds of considerations and obstacles that might come up, especially when it comes to the areas of like confidence and what I'm going to say feels like security. The feeling that I'm having is that there is a challenge for a lot of you right now to enact and embody your beliefs. I'm not saying that you aren't. I'm just saying that that is the challenge for you to be doing that right now. This is a time to walk your talk. So if you think that something is important, but then you find yourself acting in ways that don't really honor that priority, it's really time to check in with your own decisions, actions, behaviors, patterns, and habits. You are healing in Virgo season by attending to the details of your life in discerning, skillful, and mature ways. Maturity is something that we unfortunately do not get great examples of in the world at large, and especially in positions of power and quote unquote leaders in the world. Frequently, these people who have so much power are not really modeling mature choices, skillful discernment, or reflective critical thinking. But all of those things are really needed from you right now. So I'm going to say that healing is practical for you right now, and being practical is healing. And your practicality and your healing both start in the absolute truths that come through your body mind. The feeling that I'm having is that you know when something's out of alignment. You know when you're speaking about something in a way that doesn't really reflect your true feeling. You know when you're acting in ways that aren't really enacting your true values. You know when you're making choices that are for something superficial or external, as opposed to making choices that are really coming from a space of what I'm going to call your integrity and your dignity. And during this season, I think that your spirit is not about to let you off the hook for allowing yourself to become distracted. And so when you don't make choices that are in alignment with your dignity and with your sincerity, I see your energy getting really dispersed and a feeling of it's hard to really settle somewhere. So if you want to feel stable, if you want to feel grounded, if you want to invest in your plans and your future projects and your groups of friends and your social experience and your wellness in ways that are truly sustainable and efficient, then I'm going to say slow down. Take time to really tune in with your bodily intelligence. Listen to your inner voice and your intuition. If you know that something is wrong for you, wrong maybe in a larger sense, you got to speak up about it. If you know that something is important to you, you need to act on it. Over the course of Virgo season, I think a lot of you are becoming clearer and clearer about what your priorities are. And as we get out of the month of August and into the month of September, your ruling planet Venus is actually moving into your sign. Venus will be in Libra from August 29th through September 22nd. That's the day that your season begins. And this is kind of a premonition in some ways, and a lot of support for you to embody your values and feel your own sense of heartfulness, get in touch with your confidence, your self-worth, and again, enact or embody what you think is most important. Over the course of Virgo season, I really want to invite you to tune in with the lunations, the new moon and the full moon. We have the new moon in Virgo on September 2nd and the full moon in Pisces on September 17th. These are excellent periods of time for you to focus on bodily, energetic, and spiritual healing practices. The new moon on September 2nd is an excellent time for you to rest. Get some space from whatever it is in your life right now that feels like it is pressing on you. A lot of you are, I think, kind of like feeling some kind of challenge to maintain all the things, even if they're things that you enjoy, that you totally believe in, that you want to do. It does feel like this period of time is actually really asking you to contract your energy. I think that a lot of you need to care for your bodies really skillfully and also care for your minds, your emotional bodies, and the environments that you find yourself in. So this is a great period of time to retreat a little bit, take a break, and take some time to connect with your inner voice and your inner guidance. I'll also say that this is a period of time that is beginning a kind of final pass of some really important experiences that have been going on in your life for the last, I'm going to say, good stretch of time. I think that many of you are working on some really important endings. That could mean a whole lot of things. That could include ending projects, ending cycles of your life, closing out certain aspects of your identity or relationships. There may be other endings in your world that you're conscious of. And from the beginning of August until about October or November, a lot of you are finishing up these cycles. And so this new moon feels to me like a period of time for you to rest, to regroup, and to gather into what you know is coming next for whatever this last push is to finish, complete, or integrate whatever is coming to mind. So make the meaning that's meaningful for you. The full moon on September 17th is a special full moon. This is an eclipse, and it's the first eclipse in a series of eclipses that will take us through early 2027. So the span of time between the new moon and the full moon, so this is the first half of September pretty much, there is a lead up to the eclipse. And the feeling that I have is the kind of like increasing emphasis on the need for you to slow down, to take care of practical needs. Number one practicality is actually your energy and the congruence or the coherence of how you use your energy, how you're applying your attention, what you're choosing, etc. Again, when you make choices that are out of alignment with what you know that you need right now, it can have an effect on you that feels very ungrounding. And I think that feeling grounded, feeling steady, feeling sane is hard these days. And you definitely want to be doing the things that help you feel this way as we move towards the full moon on September 17th. That full moon has the potential to be very energetically taxing for Libra identified folks, if you haven't prepared for it. So you want to prepare by paring down your schedule, by making sure that you're not rushing into anything that you're not ready for. And again, really taking the time to feel your congruence and coherence with the decisions that you're making. So all of this is leading quite easily into this third point of focus, which has to do with your larger purpose and sense of service to the collective or to the greater whole at this time. I'm going to say that there are some really important transformational processes happening for the collective right now, and therefore in all of our personal lives. As things are changing in the world around us, in society, and in the environment, we are all adapting in different kinds of ways. Now, for you, Libra, I think that the next couple decades of your life are asking you to really work with and hone the gifts that have been given to you as a Libra. So Libras are social geniuses. The archetype of Libra is brilliant when it comes to the realms of relationships. And Libra has a lot of capacity to tune in very multitudinous ways with environments, with the interactions between people, and with the kind of disperse and general field of various influences that could affect how people feel or how environments feel. So aesthetics is one of those things for sure. Aesthetics, vibe, beauty, what external components can make relationships more enjoyable to be in. Lighting is a good example, right? So before I sat down to record tonight, because it's already dark out, I had to fuss with my lighting. I don't know if I have the best lighting, but I wanted to make sure that it wasn't what I started with, because I want you to feel as good as possible if you're watching the video with me. You know the feeling of trying to be connecting with someone in a romantic or fun way in fluorescent lights as opposed to like candlelight or fun party lights or something like that. So the feeling that I have is that a lot of you really can contribute so much to the collective right now by working your magic when it comes to the ways that you uniquely know how to finesse a social experience. This could be anything from event planning to psychology to knowing how to attend to the many details that might make it possible for people to show up. A lot of Libras are natural networkers, and you have some kind of sense of how to bring people together in ways that will open up and inspire certain kinds of interactions that may be particularly generative. And my feeling is that something in your life is calling you to attend to the creativity of relationships right now. How you might do that, I'm not entirely sure. But when it comes to your larger purpose and sense of service, again, I really want to emphasize how essential it is that you are walking your talk, that you are feeling your own sense of integrity and authenticity. So if you are participating in some kind of social experiment or experience, then the ways that you're showing up in those social spaces need to reflect your values. They need to reflect what you know that you need to care for yourself energetically. And the ways that you, I'm going to say finesse, fine tune, and refine your contributions, how you're showing up in spaces, what you're bringing, etc., ends up participating with or co-crafting these new influences that are coming through you that have to do with participating in some kind of larger, what feels to me like systems work or potentially social change or the creativity of relationship in the world. All right, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope any or all of that is interesting and helpful for you throughout the season. I'm wishing you all the best in Virgo season. I'll see you next month for your time. Until then, I'm wishing you all the best. Bye for now.